22nd of July was the big day. You wanted everything to be perfect.
Yes, Judge.
Do you mind standing up, Mum? Does she look lovely?
Absolutely stunning.
How about the son-in-law?
Wow. He looked OK too, Judge.
Service was lovely.
It was. It was lovely.
She looked beautiful.
She did.
Bethan, you'd signed all of these documents, you'd had discussions. According to your claim, it did not go well, to say the very least. Can you tell me what happened?
The morning of my wedding, I had the DJ and the decor phone me saying that he hasn't arrived because he was meant to be there for 10 o'clock. And they were going to go there for 10 o'clock, set up, so everyone think was ready. And he wasn't there. So I phoned him, and he said, I'm on my way, don't worry, don't stress, I'm on my way. I went, that's fine, but also, last night when we set up the tables and chairs and I did all the centerpieces and everything the night before, I said there was the 5 place settings missing, have you put them on? And he was like, no, I haven't ordered enough crockery. And I was like, your partner told me that you would set it up for me. And he was like, unfortunately, no, we haven't done it, haven't got crockery. And I went, I don't care where you get the crockery from, you have an Indian restaurant next door, I don't mind if they don't match, please, can you just put some plates?
Bethan has my number. She texts me. Didn't phone me, didn't text me. She spoke to my partners. No one can recollect that.
Tell me about the wedding day. Everything was perfect. What happened?
So the church, everything was perfect. We arrived at the venue, and then the photographers wanted to take us for photos. This is the point where I discussed with Mabs to push food back.
Do you remember that, Mum?
Yes, I do, Judge.
Was she trying to take artistic photos and it was taking a long time and everybody's having a drink and finding uncle and auntie takes years? It's like trying to herd cats.
It is.
Understood.
It is.
Especially where there's alcohol flowing and that sort of thing. Where's auntie over there? Where's uncle? And then auntie disappears. I understand. Right, that happens at weddings, correct? Do you remember that discussion, sir?
Absolutely, yes.
What did she say to you, please, sir?
I mean, she came to me, she said, listen, we're going to be running a bit late. I said, no problem. As long as it's not too late, that's fine, you know, no problem.
Do carry on, then what happened?
We arrived back then at 4:45, so we were 15 minutes later than planned. Mabs came over to me and he was like, are you guys happy to start serving? I went, yes, we are. He was like, would you want to serve the guests first or your top table? Because some of my guests were
Fake
young.
news, Judge, there. Fake news.
You're standing there trying to invoke the spirit of Donald Trump. Do you think that's going to improve your credibility as a reasonably competent and responsible businessman?
But if someone is not telling you the truth, Judge,
And I'll give you the opportunity to reply. Carry on.
So he asked me that, and I was more than happy for my guests to get fed first because I was still speaking to everyone, welcoming everyone, so I was fine to be served last. But I could see some people getting a bit irate that there wasn't enough bread rolls and so forth. But they were going, it's fine, don't worry, we've sorted it. And the mains were coming out, and they were getting sent back. And I picked up on this, obviously, because they're going back and forth the door, and I was like, what's going on? They're, oh, it's OK, it's just a bit cold. And then the next minute, my guests are getting quite really agitated with the staff and with Mabs himself because there wasn't enough gravy. And because the food was cold, people were trying to salvage their dinners with hot gravy.
What did you do when it came to your attention? And what happened next?
I hid in the toilet because I didn't want to face anyone and apologise to people on my caterer's behalf. It was embarrassing because the vegetarians, that's what triggered it for me. And my auntie's a vegetarian and she ended up with cheese with chilli powder or sauce or something on it. And she was meant to have a nut roast. The menu I put out for my vegetarians was a nut roast, and I was like mortified that my auntie, who's done so much for me, I had to eat. But she didn't even eat it. She went to the cafe across the road.
This is from Andrea. Is this your auntie?
Andrea, yes, the vegetarian.
The manager explained there wasn't enough nut roasts. And could he make me something else? The choices were pasta, salad, or some kind of cheese in a sauce. I opted for the cheese, and he promised me faithfully it wasn't spicy, etc. It eventually arrived, complete with spicy sauce and 8 squares of cheese. No vegetables, nothing to accompany it. It was inedible. Now, this is one of the vegetarian dinners, which has been... It's a photograph that's been taken. Can you look at that photo, please, Mabs, and tell me what you see? A grim version of Catchphrase meets MasterChef. Say what you see.
No, well, I see gravy there, I see roast potatoes, we've got parsnips.
Where's the nut roast?
There was no nut roast there.
You're also annoyed about the potatoes because there was a discussion about them. What's the problem with the potatoes?
They're not roasted.
They don't look very roasted to me, no.
Or the carrots, everything was meant to be roasted apart from the broccoli.
Well, they certainly look like somebody's made an attempt at roasting them, but they're semi-roasted. They're the beginnings of roasting. They're the first 4 minutes of roasting.
They were roast potatoes, Judge. They've gone beyond roast, and I tell you why. Because we had to wait for over an hour, in order to keep potatoes warm, you've got to cover them with foil and put them back in the oven. And when you do that, the sweat makes them like that.
That's a sweaty potato.
That's a sweaty potato and a sweaty carrot. Yeah.
If anything, Judge, shouldn't it have been overcooked and not?
When you roast potatoes for a longer time, one thing I do know, I might not be Mary Berry. You understand? I might not know about soggy bottoms, but I can tell you, sir, that they go darker, not lighter.
You're totally right. You're totally right. But if you look at the top, there's a crustacean on the top, and also...
That's crustacean.
Yeah, absolutely. As in when it becomes roasted, or roastation, whatever you want to call it.
You boil potatoes with some pepper, and you had 3 months to get the nut roast sorted, sir. That, sir, as you rightly describe, is a sweaty potato.
It is. Totally it is.
Don't be stupid. Stay and watch the best Judge Rinder moments. And I'm talking. Understood? Don't be a moron. Subscribe to Judge Rinder YouTube channel. Right now. That's an order.